Hey everyone, welcome back to AP English. So what I originally had scheduled for you for your second topic, if you want to scroll down and find it, was poetry practice. Now this was before I had this all completed before I knew which question you were going to have on the AP test. And while poetry is important, and I know we covered a decent amount of it this year, I still wanted to provide you with this topic as just some optional practice. So you do not have to do any of this. However, I still wanted you to have access to it. So while there are due dates, just ignore those due dates. And if you want to complete the assignments, complete the assignments. If you do complete them, just send me an email or a message on Remind so I can check them over for you. But again, they're not graded. It's just for extra practice. Or you can just go through and look at the content in this topic too and decide, maybe what you want to look at or read or do. Again, while these assignments and videos technically you won't be tested on, poetry will still actually help you on the prose assignments and on the prose questions. Like we're going to start with prose, more like short stories and excerpts again next week. But again, watching these videos and maybe even completing or attempting or looking at some of these assignments will still be beneficial. And remember, for the AP test, you can use your notes. So if you still want to watch these videos, and I'll go through each of them in a minute that I have for you, take notes and you can use those notes to help you on the AP test, right? Just to give you some insight or some strategies throughout. So for this particular topic, again, it was poetry practice. The College Board, every day up until sometime in May, they provide videos. So 2 or 3 of the top teachers of the nation get together on a Zoom call and discuss poetry. And they go over sample poems, they give you assignments, and things like that. So these videos, I've watched all of them. They're super helpful. But over the next couple weeks, I'm going to be picking and choosing different videos for you to watch, ones that I think maybe we didn't touch on enough this year, or I think that you might need some help on. So again, I've watched the videos that I'm showing you. I just suggest at least watching the videos. They're accessible on YouTube, so you can, watch them while you take or listen to them while you take a walk or something. But it's just really important that at least you watch the videos. So there are 3 parts, 3 assignments that I had for you. The first one was Poetry Part 1. And so all I asked you to do was to watch this video. So you just hit play. It is embedded.
To greater
I
understanding.
already had it started. Sorry. It is embedded in in the lesson here, so you can watch it from here. But yeah, just check it out. Like I said, a couple teachers get on, and these are teachers that are involved in the planning and process of the exams, and they help out with the College Board, so they know what they're talking about. They're awesome videos. And so this will kind of be the next format the same format for the next couple weeks, where I will give you videos. These will act as your lectures. I know I'm not here to lecture you, but I figure instead of me lecturing you, why not listen to people who know a lot more than me and who are a lot more experienced that can provide you with some really great insight and tips on taking the test. So I'll post a video. So here's Poetry Part 1, and then I'll post a recap, which is just, oh, sorry, I don't have this lesson technically ready. I must have accidentally hit it, but I'll post a recap, which is just a presentation that goes over some notes for the video. So again, take your own notes, or you can look at the recap. And then there's also an assignment. If you were to, I ask you for this poetry assignment 1 to read the sonnet and just complete a 3-column analysis on it. Obviously, if you click to open the document, you'll be forced to make a copy. But in the first poetry video, they do go over sonnets. So I want you to kind of look at the sonnet form, and all you have to do is just type. You can just type into this document if you would like, but again, read the sonnet. You want to do the paraphrase, speaker, character, setting, literal situation, conflict, and here, any elements that you see. Maybe you want to comment on this "you" here, okay? So you might make a comment and you could say, you know, maybe ask yourself a question like, who is the you here? And then you can comment. So, you know, maybe if you see some kind of, you have aloof for fear, maybe you think that is, you know, or not assonance, sorry. Maybe that's consonant, so you can comment there. But then over here, you can make meaning statements, okay? Whatever you would like. So I'm going to delete these real quick so they don't show up on anything. But this was just to get some practice for the sonnet form like they go over in the first video. So if you want to complete that and send it to me, email it to me so I can check it over. I'll definitely provide you with some feedback. Oops. Okay, so that was poetry assignment number 1. Then there's poetry part 2. So again, you could just watch this video for some, it'll actually go over some of the assignment for poetry part 1, and then it'll teach you a new lesson about poetry. And again, I'll have to go back and unhide that, but there is a presentation that again just reviews the notes from the video. And then your poetry assignment number 2. Oh, sorry guys, I think I messed this up, but I'm not going to restart this video. Okay, so obviously poetry assignment 1 and 2 are the same. I forgot to change them, so it's not a big deal. I'll go in and change that. But you can look at the poetry assignment number 2 once I change it, and then you'll move on to poetry part 3. So poetry part 3, again, is just an extension of the first 2. And you'll look at the poetry recap part 3, the presentation, if you would like, that has the notes, and then you can click on the poetry assignment 3. And so just, again, open the document. You'll be forced to make a copy. And once you make a copy, I ask you to read this poem. It's called The Convergence of the Twain by Thomas Hardy. It's lines on the loss of the Titanic, and there's just a couple things that I want you to do. I break it up into stanzas for you. So I want you to look at the stanzas. If you want to, maybe you see alliteration here, so you want to make a comment for yourself that that's alliteration. Okay, you know, you can do that. And maybe you can even talk about, you know, underneath what do you think it means. Okay, or maybe you think it's like the soft sound of the S's, you know, solitude C, is there anything important in that? And then what I ask you to do on this side is just paraphrase what you think each stanza or the purpose of each stanza is, or what each stanza means. And if there's any other notes that you want to write, you can just type in here. Okay, so you'll scroll down, you'll do that for all of the stanzas. And then, since this particular video focuses on contrasts, I want you to identify any contrasts that you find in this poem and tell me how you think they add meaning to the poem. All right, so I just put a couple blanks for you, maybe 2, 3, whatever. Even if you get 1, I would be happy. So if you get that completed, you want me to look it over, just please send it. Please send it my way. But just remember that this topic 2 poetry practice is optional. You do not have to do it. If anything, I just recommend watching the videos, especially if you're ahead of your assignments this week, because technically the only thing you have due this week is your FRQ for where are you going, where have you been. So that's not due until, I don't know, Thursday. So you definitely have a couple days to go through these videos and watch them or get some practice on the assignments. All right, and then probably by Friday or Saturday, I will unlock the 3rd topic, and that's when we're going to start getting down, down deeper into the prose activity. That's what your question will be on for the AP exam. But definitely the poetry is here to help you. These videos are awesome. I think you'll learn a lot, and it will help you for the prose activities. All right, let me know if you have any questions.